It is October 2023. We're at the end of the month. It's almost spooky Halloween. And we're going to just do a quick summary of the newsletter and just kind of all the data that's here for those that want the cliff notes. So quickly, Hayley, the big story here is really we're getting into, a 7% interest rate market, and
Yep.
affordability is becoming a big issue. What are the bullet points?
Yeah, so higher interest rates have decreased affordability, pricing many buyers out of the market. And it's also dampened home building as construction loans have become too costly for builders. The national median home price is only 1.6% below the all-time high, which was reached in 2022, but which shows how consistent prices are despite the current interest rates. But home affordability has dropped to its lowest level since the early 80s, when mortgage rates rose above 18%, which a lot of our parents like to remind us of.
And look at how well they're doing on selling their houses now. So, it's a long game. It's a long game.
Yeah.
So, but affordability, that's that's the big issue. That's kind of, a family making $100,000 a year was able to buy a home for $660,000 a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And when rates were at a historically lowest level, they were no lower than they were in 2021.
Right. In 2020 and in 2021, respectively, the rates were at the lowest in history at 3.11 and 2.96%.
Incredible. Well, that house was able to buy a $660,000 property. That $100,000 a year family is now buying a house for $440,000.
Yeah.
So, but the other thing is that while buyers are more difficult for them to qualify to be able to purchase at the pricing that's out there, so there's a decrease in demand. At the same time, we're maintaining pricing, and it's because that sellers have decreased dramatically. So supply has gone further down than demand, which means
we can attribute that primarily to their amazing mortgage rates that they have. So we often say that they're married to their mortgage right now, because if you have a 2.75% mortgage rate, it can be hard to swallow moving on to, selling that home and moving on to a 7.31% interest rate.
So, and there's basically 75% of the homeowners out there have an interest rate that's less than 4%.
Yeah. Year over year, inventory in San Francisco is down 22%. So, which is pretty significant.
That's significant.
Yeah, absolutely. And considering the rapidly rising interest rates that we just talked about, like you said, because of our inventory dampening, right, homes have maintained their value actually quite well.
So, but for anybody who's looking to sell, there are bright spots out there, right? So it's not all doom and gloom. We're in a marketplace. If you have a property that checks all the boxes for what the market is currently looking for, you are going to do just fine and very well, in fact, because there's not enough supply. And so if you have a quality property to bring to the market, the buyers that are out there want it.
Yes.
And then on the buying end, there's less competition. So we're negotiating some pretty amazing deals for buyers at this moment in time. So, absolutely. And this, when, if you want to follow how Warren Buffett does stuff, this is when Warren Buffett buys. When everybody else doesn't think it's time to buy, and when you're able to negotiate a price, you don't have any competition. This is because when rates start getting lower and more people can afford to buy, it's going to bring more buyers into the market. There's going to be more competition, and then the weight on pricing will basically be released, and you're going to have to start overbidding again.
Yeah. So, yeah. And we'll be right back to, it'll feel
right back to where we were before.
2021. Yeah. Probably won't be that crazy for a while. but it'll feel closer to that.
Well, where the thing is that it's all cyclical, right? So there's a whole period of time that we're going to have to go through where it's like this, and then there'll be another period of time that we'll go through, and it'll be the other side of the coin. So how does anybody find us? They can just basically go on to www.elevationrealestate.com.
Yep. Or you can find us at Elevation SF on Instagram. We also have a YouTube channel on our website that you can link to and watch a lot of really awesome videos that we've made. And then if you want to get this newsletter with all of the detailed stats, just let us know and we'll send it on to you.
Perfect. We send it at the end of every month. All right. Thank you.
Happy
Cheers.
Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Woo!